There we go.
See that? Stars are enabled.
We're giving about 30 seconds so they let everybody know we're going. And I can get my producer on the phone here.
Sure, some stars, you guys.
Stars. Stars and bars. What's up, everybody? It's me, Michael. I'm with my man Josh, and today our special guest, Maurice. It's the PTPod live back at you once again with the strength of 10, mixing rock and soul for a funky blend. And really excited about this one. My man Josh knows Maurice very well. They work together in all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to you, man. Talk to us.
I met Maurice in about 2015. He was just starting out his boxing career. This guy skipped his amateur career. He went straight pro. I don't know, he'll explain why, because there's probably reasons for that. But I've had the blessing to see him develop into a man, a businessman, and a really quality coach and promoter. So I'm just excited to be here with him tonight. So listen, I'm Maurice. This is pepper to my salt.
How's it going, guys? Yeah, Maurice, the bounty hunter. It's my fight name. Williams. I came here in about 2015. Sounds about right. So I've been in Oklahoma ever since then. Came here to box. Not, the traditional regional league, but my granddad's from here. He went to Dungey High School. It's a lot of history behind that high school. I won't take you guys' time on that, but if you do your research, Dungey High School, it's in Spencer, Oklahoma. That's what brought me here. It's a lot of history behind that, and there's a lot of history behind boxing in the state of Oklahoma. So I trained under Rodney. I've actually trained for about a year and a half, just, with means of turning pro before I came here. So I had a little bit of background and, a lot of training already. Came here, had a training camp for about 6 months, and my coach said, yeah, let's go ahead and turn pro. It's a lot of guys here that I feel like, we can take in your beginning, stages. So I got where I got to the record of 7-1 here in Oklahoma with 2 titles, the junior middleweight title and the middleweight title of Oklahoma. And I defended it quite a few times. So yeah, all of that brought us to, I want to say, around 2019, 2020. Our promoter, Bobby Dobbs, he stopped promoting in Oklahoma. So I bought the promotion company. Pretty much another company, Thunder Muay Thai, acquired all of the assets in the company. And I spoke to them, and we acquired it from there and took on HD Boxing as Oklahoma Boxing. I like the history, and I wanted to keep that going. So that's the reason for the promotion company. Yeah, guys, we got a gym here in Bethany. It's off of 50th Rockwell, 5035 North Rockwell. OKCBoxing.com is the website if you want to check that out. But yeah, that brings us to today.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you so much, man. So, you told us a little bit about your boxing career. He mentioned you went straight to pro. And talk to us about it. What makes a man a boxer? We all love it. You know what I mean? If, we pay good money to watch it. What makes it? What made you decide I'm going to hit other guys and get hit in the head for a living? Clearly you have talent, but what about that decision that kind of makes you decide to do that? Can you talk to us about that?
Can you also explain what a person should normally do with their amateur career? If they have one, they should probably take one and share your opinion on that as well.
All right, yeah. So really, if you look at the old school fights, they fought 15-round fights. Nowadays it's 12-round fights. So boxing's been around for a very long time, and of course it's just one of those means. It's a sport. It's like basketball, like football. It's a different way to turn professional, and it's not really the sought out way to turn professional. But a lot of people that got history in it or that love boxing, kind of cling to it. It saved people's lives in many different ways. Just giving you an outlet, just like everything else. It's an outlet for other people. That's why most people use boxing. It is typical to go through your amateur background, start as an amateur, take a certain amount of fights, then turn pro, get your experience up. So we teach the amateur boxing. USA Boxing is what sanctions. That's the sanctioning body here in Oklahoma. So yeah, go through that system, and once you get a decent amount of fights, then you get with a promoter, then you turn pro.
What would you think is a good amateur career, typically?
It depends. It depends on what you want to do and what your goals are. Some people want to, go to the Olympics, so their goals is to train for a while. Every 4 years there's an Olympic, chance and opportunity. So most people want to make it to the trials, and try to see if they can get that opportunity.
And they can't as a pro.
No, well now you can.
Now you can.
You have to win an international tournament or one of those next level tournaments in order to be able to compete in the qualifiers. To get to one of those tournaments. But yeah, there's routes for professionals to turn pro. Like Manny Pacquiao is trying to represent his country at the Philippines this year in the Olympics. So we'll see if that happens.
You're fighting Pacquiao in the Olympics, dude.
There's some poor kid in Australia going, please no, please.
Pull Pacquiao, man. But it's also crazy as a pro if you lose to an amateur. So.
Oh yeah, lose for you.
Yeah. So, man, what do people not know about boxing? Making a living as a boxer, as a pro fighter, what do we not know? Because, fans, especially nowadays with the internet, we all got opinions. We all can say them loud a million times, a million different places. What do people miss? What do you think they don't understand as a fan? That if they could talk to somebody like you, they could learn it and might give them more insight into the sport?
Most of the fighters you see on TV and most of the boxers, it's the lifestyle, it's their job. Like you go to a 9 to 5, you have a typical job where you gotta get the job done and go home to your family. It's just like the athletes, they just train for their job. Most of them are in the gym dealing with a coach that yells at them 9 out of 10 times out of the day. It's 7 days a week, where it's just mentally frustrating. And then they got their families on top of that, and they got to provide, so it's a lot going on. Most of them also have full-time jobs if they're not in the opportunity, if they don't have the situation under control where they're making enough money. You got to get a 9 to 5, and you have to train, and, take on that fight in front of everybody. So, yeah, it's a lot, really the fans should understand that if you put yourself in their shoes and think of it like that, it may change your perspective.
Very cool. Something Josh taught me about that you don't really think of a lot is just the weight cut itself. Just the weight cut can determine how good of a fighter you are in 24 hours. So, what do you say about that and kind of the weight and how you handle it and work up to it and stuff?
I would say typically during the amateur career, they're figuring themselves out enough dietarily in the gym enough to then go pro. Some people are a professional chef. They have to. They don't just want to. They have to for some reason. And they have the skill set to raise up. When the willpower to put it all together, to go pro and win a lot. But I think that during amateur career, you're learning how to make weight properly. Learning how to make weight like a professional should all the time. You don't lose your money just because you couldn't handle your water properly, or your salt, or your calories. It's having a nerd in your corner is. Well, I like to think I did for this guy to some degree.
By the way, I don't know if you guys can hear, but it is so cool because I'm sitting here doing the interview and outside, ba 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 ha ha ba ba. It's life. If you love this shit, it's badass to be here. I don't know if you guys can hear this, and I genuinely hope you can hear it, but it's so cool. You got to stop by and check it out. So back to being a professional here, man. To have a little fun with you, who are some of your as a comedian, I got my favorite comedians, right? As a boxer, who are some of your favorite boxers that we all might, throughout history, throughout time, and maybe some that you felt like influenced you too?
And today.
Yeah, and today.
There's a lot of good fighters out there. What I can say to answer everybody's questions, I know there's a lot more out there, but all the fighters, all the boxers, I admire everybody. I take what I can from all of the athletes and all the fighters because I study everybody. When I was pursuing a professional career, I wanted to get on top of, my ranking. So yeah, of course, my eyes was on everybody. But somebody will have a different talent and skill than the next person. So taking everything and making your own style, that's what I kind of like. So all of the fighters, I admire all of them.
So based on what you do know about fighters that are pros, who do you respect the most as a person?
That's a good question. So To be honest, the ones I can say really are the ones that I know. I can't really say much about the pros that I don't spend much time with because I don't know what the characters are like. You know, but some of the local, pros here, and some of Carson Jones or Liddell Rose, everybody go through their trials and tribulations, but they're all good guys and, just trying to make a living like everybody else.
That's very cool. So boxing has had its ebbs and like any sport, you know what I mean? Sometimes like right now NFL, but boxing is legit more popular now, I would say, than it was 10 years ago, say for your super fights. What do you think about that? What do you think of, do you think Top Rank or the Zone had anything to do with that? Do you think the internet, just being able to put the product out there in front of more eyes, what do you think's changed that's made it more popular?
Well, yeah, on the world-class level, of course, all of the sports broadcasting stations like PBC, Top Rank, Showtime, hats off to them. They're doing an amazing job, pushing the fights, and all of the fighters are really fighting now, like the Earl Spence and Crawford fight. It was an amazing fight, it needed to happen. The last fight, Canelo and Charlo, that was, an interesting fight. It needs to happen also, and, so boxing... Yeah, boxing's going back to, what it used to be. The champions are not running from each other. They're fighting each other. Yeah. Yep, so that really, the Jake Paul, helped everything out with the internet, the marketing, aspect. And yeah, the numbers are increasing. People are, loving boxing again and, all the way down to the local states. Jake Paul is one of those dudes that had to fight through so much hate and disrespect, and... You look at it, I watched Chael Sonnen's podcast. He was talking and he's like, the guy's done what he said he's due every single time. It's not an accident that he looks that good and gets in there and does what he does. That is hard to do. And if you're a multimillionaire, it's even harder because you don't have to, but he does every day. And he's like, he's earned my respect and brought some popularity to it simply because he works it. I get it, I'm a comedian. I work with Hotep Jesus. In their chat, I'm doing a big debate thing, and I'm definitely playing the bad guy in this situation, and man, the hate, what I mean? I'm like, good Lord. But it's fun, in a way, to play the bad guy, too, because, you're fulfilling a role almost. So, which I know it's harder to do in what you do, other than, I would think, like local. Like you go to, a guy who's like the king of Houston, and you got to fight him in Houston. Right.
Yeah. Have you been like a... Well, there goes my internet connection. Sorry, let me check on that.
There it goes.
And we are back. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that.
Have you ever been the heel, the villain?
Of course, I'm a champ, so a lot of people wanted my title and they couldn't have it. I took it from somebody where, best of pals up today, and, he took it from the next person. It just happens. It's part of boxing.
Of course I'm in the back of the chair. I got it. Motherfuckers want it. I'm trying to be. Man, you said earlier the fighters that get your respect and about who they are and stuff. What does it take to earn Maurice's respect? You know what I mean? What does that take?
Really, it just takes hard work, really. That's it. It don't take much. You just gotta, you don't gotta prove anything to me, you just gotta prove it to yourself. And from that point on, you earn my respect.
That's very cool, man. I like that. Josh, what were you saying?
That was good. That made me thinking. When I find I respect in other professional athletes, and I'm not one, but whatever it takes to earn my respect as one. It's an intriguing thought.
Yeah, and being a trainer is another thing. That's what's so cool. If you're a chubby fan like me, it's really, really cool to have Maurice and Josh here. They both spend a lot of time doing it, training, helping people, a lot of time in the industry, a lot of time talking to fighters about their nutrition, which brings me to my next thing. Talk to us about that a little bit. If I wanted to be a fighter, I wanted to get in that kind of shape. I understand I'm going to have to go to a gym. I'm going to have a professional, let me know the technical ways I need to hit and do all that. But health-wise, what kind of outlook do you have? What do you need there? My wife watched fights chilling around the house and other things like, bro, stop blocking punches with your face. I'm not a professional, but I know one thing you can't do to win, and that's block punches with your head. Stop. Yeah. Cover or move. Those are your options.
Tools.
And so, yeah. talk to us. We back? Yeah. We're getting some for the internet lag, wireless internet lag is common. And because we do go live and then we edit it and release it tomorrow morning, it's a lot cleaner, a lot prettier, and do all that. So you're a businessman too. As much of a fighter as you are, you're a businessman too on a lot of different levels. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What you're doing, what people need to look forward to, how they can, be a part, buy tickets, that kind of thing?
Yeah. Everything you can check our website for, okcboxing.com. They keep you updated on our fights. Our tickets are now online through the same website. We got a gym in Bethany. That's the website to our boxing gym, so you can look online, check out our membership prices. We kind of got one centralized location where you guys can go to and check out and keep updated, on Oklahoma boxing and combat sports.
Very cool. So, Kelvin just won the heavyweight championship, yeah? Tell us a little bit. He's a personal friend. Can't wait to get him on. Kelvin, I'm coming for you. We're going to find time if you're coming. You have to come to your house. Tell us a little bit about that fight. And the dude he fought was an awesome, wonderful dude as well, man. So tell us a little bit about that and maybe a couple of fighters you have coming up that people need to maybe find their socials, follow them, get hip to them.
Yeah, Kelvin Rayford. He's a good boxer, a good gentleman. We spoke when he had one fight before. Now he's 3-0. He's working on his fourth fight in November. So we got plans for him. He's been progressing pretty well. He fought Art Parker. Art Parker's a pretty good boxer. So he's 2-1.
Art Parker's a savage human being. Open fire with someone else's hands.
Yeah, so that was a pretty good boxing match. Hats off to the champ. He, took care of his opportunity and maximized it, and became the champion. So now it's up for defending it. In November he'll be defending his title. We'll find out against who and release that information to you guys.
Bum, bum, bum.
We have the information, so just be aware to check out okcboxing.com and look at the champions page. It'll say Oklahoma State champions, and you'll see who their next contenders are. Most of the belts, once you take care of the belt, of course you got to defend the title. We have some vacant titles, so there'll be some guys, fighting for the vacant title pretty soon.
What's the vacant titles?
Right now, a lot of the lighter weights. So we got the featherweight, we have the bantamweight division, our welterweight division is vacant as well. Our cruiserweight division is vacant, so you'll be seeing a cruiserweight match coming on in November as well. Also, look out for October 28th, Liddell Rose. He has a show at the Farmers Market.
I wanted to touch on briefly is, man, you walk in here, there's a lot of kids. A lot of people under 20, and most everybody's under 30 in the whole place, man. So you're making an impact on your community. These kids aren't out causing trouble. And most kids who gravitate towards a boxing gym would be out causing trouble. I know that firsthand. I'm owning it. But, so man, tell us a little bit about that, your vision, what you're doing in the community, to help the kids. And clearly, man, you walk in, there's 20 kids here. So they're doing their homework, getting ready to get trained, or getting trained and then about to do their homework. It's so cool. And the last thing I would have thought of is an after-school program at a boxing gym. Yet here we are, and it's happening, man. And that's so big. You could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so all the kids, we got a good kids program. Adults program too. I mean, if you're in college, we get on you as well. So a C, anything below a C, grants you study hall. We got study hall hours here before you box. Before you get into the program, you got to knock out your study hall or show us that your grades improve. We'll help you. We got instructors from all different type of universities, and all of our instructors are certified. They're either with the public school districts or they got different degrees that they're working on. So it's a lot of people in the community that want to help, help the kids out especially. So that's why we got the kids out here studying. Most of them that aren't doing too well in school, we got to make sure at any type of sport you can't compete unless your grades are good. So really in life, my one requirement is get your high school diploma.
Not just that, but there was 4 of them sitting at the table together, all probably studying different subjects, but building friendships. People they may or may not have ever hung out with outside this place. So they're studying together, they're friendshiping together. This martial arts brings communities together in ways that's really indescribable.
And that's sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, some of the kids with age too are helping out.
Wrap up, man. I wanted to thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I want to thank you for what you're doing in your community, man. One of the big goals when I started this podcast is I grew up without a father, and if it weren't for dudes like you in my community at the YMCA's in Midwest City, you know the hood. And, I had no brothers, no sisters. I grew up in an apartment complex that's now been demolished, just me and my mom. And if it weren't for dudes like you that, coaches and teachers and people who gave a damn about kids who weren't theirs, you know what I mean? You don't have to. You make that decision. God knows where I and a lot of kids would be, man. So it's really important that we support guys like you. Guys, check it out. And in fact, looks like I'm still negotiating, and as you can tell, he's not the kind of guy you negotiate with easy. So he's sitting too close to negotiate with right now because I'm pretty-ish, but I'm holding on to what I got. But looks like me and Josh are working on, with a partner, going to be doing some live commentary during the next event. What's really cool is I think I saw you can get pay-per-view. You can get it on pay-per-view if you don't live in Oklahoma. Yeah. So, yeah, you can get it on pay-per-view if you don't live in Oklahoma. Or if you can get tickets if you do. We're going to be pushing that really hard. Anything else you want to say to the folks? Or tell them one more time where to find you, online, socials, all that?
Yeah, we appreciate you guys for tuning in today. OKCboxing.com is the website. If you guys want to check out any information about our gym or our foundation, we're a nonprofit. We do a lot for the community, hence the nonprofit. The boxing gym portion and the promotions part of things, we do a lot for boxing as well and bringing boxing back. So reach out to us. Reach out to Josh if you have any nutrition needs. He'll get you right. And thanks for having us, Mike.
Absolutely. Josh?
That's great, man. I'm just grateful to be here tonight. And excited for our next guest. Do you have any idea who that's going to be?
I have a couple lined up. It depends. I really want, probably depending on the time, our next guest is going to be the return guest, our first return guest, Joe Moff, the Boss of Comedy, because we've got that big show coming. Man, it has been an honor. It has been a blessing. It has been so cool to be here. I want to send a shout out to our producer, Amy. Thank you so much. We want to send a shout out to Dora. She's the man behind, or the woman behind the man. And we're going to try to get her on. But thank you for everything you do, Dora.
Tag Dora in this. Tag her, bother her, poke her. Tell you want to see her live next time.
Yep, sure. Call too at the boxing gym number. We're starting a women's program, so she's got a women's boxing gym we're building. So
make her busy.
Come on down, check it out.
And there's some beast chicks, that are fighting out there right now. I would not want to cross them on the wrong day. You got to check them out. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the PTPod. We go live every Tuesday night, and we put out the final product on Wednesday for you to listen to at your convenience. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. We will see you next time if I can figure out how to stop recording.
Loading. I don't know, bro. There it goes.
And there we go.
No.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. You know what?
Step in the uppercut. Step in that backhand. Right?
Alright, bro. What you saying? You already punched me in the face and shit. Then quit fucking rolling then. There's no point rolling, but it's spot for a reason. What the hell? You got body front. All you want to do is put your hands down here.
Take those hits. Take those hits. Take hits. 4. 6. Get hot. Get hot.
7:28.
down.